Okay, here we're looking at components of an IRS poison bomb. So what's inside? The components that we need to build an IRS poison bomb consist of Freedom of Information Act requests. And what we're looking at here is part of the Terminator package. I'm now calling it the IRS Terminator package. Is basically my golden FOIA package. And part of that package is disclosure officer addresses, a FOIA appeal guide in case you need that, the IRM, the Internal Revenue Manual sections that these Freedom of Information Act requests are based upon. And here's part of your components for a poison bomb. First of all, I saw a deal in the Internal Revenue Manual that said that if they failed to give you notice that they intended to contact third parties and then sent a levy to them, that would violate the third party statute that makes it them civilly liable if they notify or if they give information to third parties without notifying you. Next, every time they do a lien, a notice of lien, they're supposed to send you out a notice and give you an opportunity for this collection due process hearing that this whole package is about. And they're supposed to keep a record of the fact that they sent that certified on this postal form. This postal form is supposed to have been signed by a postal worker, and we have yet to see one ever. And I suspect that it's because all certified mail is not that. In other words, it's fraudulent. They put a piece of mail in the mail that looks like a certified deal that the post office treats like certified, but it's truly not certified, and they fail to follow this procedure. Next, in the Internal Revenue Manual, I found that a record was supposed to have been kept of how levies were served. And this FOIA right here is designed to find out whether they followed the manual with respect to levies. So this second one on levies is in the manual. This one here is also in the manual, but the requirement that the notice be sent certified is part of the statutes and the regulations. And also, this is formulated to establish another issue, and that is whether or not this notice was sent within 5 days. The Treasury Inspector General says that they missed the 5 days 95% of the time, but that's turned out to be a minor issue. It turns out the bigger issue is whether they ever sent it certified or not, and the Treasury Inspector General is the one who put me onto that. He says some of the time they can't even prove they sent it. It's turning out that it's like all the time. So he gave me a clue, and I tracked it down. Here is a section that deals with frivolous returns and W-4 penalties. Some of you have had that happen where you did the Lost Horizons deal, cracking the code. You put in some kind of return, you got hit with a frivolous return penalty, or maybe you put too many exemptions on your W-4 and they hit you with a penalty. But the IRM talks about certain steps that are supposed to be followed, and I suspected most of the time they aren't followed, and so this is designed to track that down. As a part of liens, they're supposed to do an internal lien review, and this FOIA here is designed to get a hold of that. Here's automated lien system permissions. They're supposed to have permission to access that system, and I suspect that sometimes they do it without having permissions, and that's a FOIA designed to find that out. Here is personal information on the levying agent. There is a reason for this. First of all, you may find out that he doesn't have the appropriate designations to be doing some of the things that he would do. For example, if you're a 9 or lower, you can't do a lien without going through your supervisor. What's that called? A GLS rating or something like that? Anyway, and then here's a 5-part request that looks for a copy of the signed assessment that's required to be available under 26 U.S.C. Section 6203. And this is designed to trap them into revealing that they don't have that, and that would be a procedure that they haven't followed with respect to statutes and regulations. And this one here, I found out from reading the IRM that when they make a substitute for return, they're supposed to attach 2 forms to that, and the IRM says that, or 3 forms, and the IRM says that without those 3 forms attached, that it's not valid. So they may be doing this whole thing based on a substitute for return that's not valid, doesn't have the 3 forms that are required. This FOIA request right here is designed to ferret that out.